Hey everyone, it's the Near Nerdy Mouse Critic here, and I'm here to review the Transformers Trilogy. Ooh, how awesome is that? You know, I've been waiting a long time to review a trilogy, in like any trilogy, and I've been waiting an even longer time to review the Transformers movies. And with the release of the new movie, Dark of the Moon, I thought, perfect timing. And I'm really glad I waited. It was definitely worth it. So now I can fully do the full Transformers review. Now then, let's begin with the first movie. But here's a question. Why does the title say Transformers Movie Review Revisited? Well, believe it or not, mainly believe it not, I reviewed the first Transformers movie in my first Oktoberfest back in 2008. It's on another channel, so don't bother looking for it here, and I don't recommend you look for it anyways. So, let's get down to the movie, shall we? Transformers is such a cool concept, fighting killer robots that can transform into cars, dinosaurs, and a whole bunch of other things. So it's no surprise that they had a TV show about it, and then later on they got an animated movie. Years later, we got this movie. So what's this movie about? Is it any good? Well, here we go. I'll briefly explain the plot, and by briefly I mean as briefly as I can, because there's a lot to talk about when it comes to the plot of this movie. Anyway, here we go. A long time ago on a planet called Cybertron, there was a war. Ooh, a war. And in the center of their life, or whatever, I really don't have any idea, was some cube and it was lost, and Earth found it, and the Autobots are some good robots, and they lost the war on Cybertron to the Decepticons, which are the bad robots. Yay, I'm talking in elementary school languages for those of you who can't understand what I'm saying. So now they're looking for it, the cube, and this guy named Sam has a clue to where it is, being his grandfather saw a map of its location, or whatever, something like that. So the Autobots want it before the Decepticons have it. Okay. And the government has it, or whatever, so they decide to take it from them and whatnot. And this cube can apparently create the robots out of any technology or something like that. Doesn't really matter. So the two sides, the Autobots and Decepticons, fight for it. All the while, the Autobots need to protect this Sam guy because he's important or something like that, I don't know. And in the end, Optimus Prime kills the leader of the Decepticons, Megatron. And yeah, that's it. See? That was brief. It's a decent story, I guess, but that's not all that happens. We do get to peek into Sam's life, and he gets some love interest that he likes, and it's played by, yeah, who cares. Anyways, humans are mostly helpless, besides some army men who kind of help out. Kinda. It's kind of sad to see the humans so useless, but you know, whatever. I don't come to see humans fighting robots. I came to see robots fighting robots, so I guess it was worth my money. So some parts are really funny, and the build-up to finally see them transform takes a while. And by that I mean, you know, you're like, okay, they're gonna transform now, and oh yeah, that's an Autobot. It's like, oh, we don't really see them transform. And then much later into the movie, they're like, oh yeah, we're Autobots, we come from this planet, blah 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 blah. It's like, you're barely explaining that now? Why didn't you explain that in the beginning of the movie? What were you doing that was so important? Explaining Sam's life? Who cares? Whatever. It gets the ball rolling, so, I don't know. I mean, sometimes the comedy is good, sometimes it's bland, but whatever. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. And there are some scenes where I can't tell what's going on. It's like, it's over here, and then it's over here, and... Oh. Besides the plot, the fight scenes they're really cool, I have to admit. And they're not necessarily memorable, but they're just awesome. It's machine versus machine. I love it, and it doesn't get them any better. I mean, come on. I really want to see, like, my printer and my computer fight right now. You know how awesome that'd be? But, oh well, whatever. And I love them ripping apart the city. That's just so awesome. It looks great, and, oh, yeah, by the way, product placement. This film was pretty solid, and it seemed to be all there was to it. Megatron is dead, the Autobots have some sort of deal with the government, and Sam gets the girl, if I can call her that, and that's it. But I failed to see the need of a sequel at all. But like all movies that made lots of money, there had to be one. But before I talk about the sequel, I think this movie was pretty successful. Every time I walk into someone's house, guess what they'd be watching? This film. And I can't blame them. I admit, it's awesome. I like it. Yes, some scenes are literally painful to watch, but overall, it's a good film. And, well, it doesn't seem to think of itself as the best movie ever. Like, you need to see this movie because this movie's the best. It doesn't seem to be like that at all. And sometimes it even seems to poke fun at itself and its logic. This film, though, definitely wasn't made for kids. I think the target audience was the fan of the 80s show who grew up with the Transformers. The people who saw it as kids and now years later go to see it as sort of an adult version of this film. Now that doesn't mean that this film is adult-like. It is silly and all, but I mean, you know, it's action-packed and it's nostalgic in a weird way for those people. All in all, it's a good film. So even though it didn't need a sequel, people were still pretty excited to see it happen. Transformers movie sequel, more robots killing robots, because we haven't seen that before, haha! And, you know, that sort of stuff. So what will be next? What would happen? Who would the bad guy be now that Megatron's dead? And it would probably be much better than this one. Right? Right? Anyone? Anyone want to agree with me there? Oh, damn it.